Okay, let's have a recap on our wireframe. Now, this is what we had in our first video.
It's not recording. It's recording.
So now this is the wireframe we had in the first video. So this is our form. These were our routers. We made a slight change. At first we had a slash to get in the form. Now we have a slash form. So there is the form, then there is this. This gets the form, and now this posts the form data into the database. Then we have the prompt and that. So this is our workflow. So from the form, the post route is supposed to send whatever data we have in the form to the database, and we shall be referring to this as we work on. Okay, now our fourth step will be Mongoose data storage at this point, whereby we use Mongoose as the front end to connect to MongoDB, which is our NoSQL database structure we have decided to use. Okay, now back to our index.js. We are going to require the Mongoose dependency. Now let me put some bits of commentary so that you guys can follow. So here we have dependencies. Now the first dependency at the top is the express dependency. So now let's require the Mongoose dependency. Then after setting up the Mongoose dependency, we need to set up a connection. Set up the Mongoose connection. Now to do that, this is how you do it. So we are going to have mongoose dot connect like that. Now we are going to set up a the default local host port for MongoDB, which is MongoDB slash 127.0.0.1. So this is how we do it. So I'll say Mongo DB slash, no sorry, it's going to be this slash localhost 127.1. Now this is the final part. It is going to refer to the name of our database. So we are going to call it a student database. Oh, sorry, I'm going to call it profile me DB. Okay, that's a long name. Now this sets up a connection to MongoDB from our application. Now, in the process of connecting, there are errors that we have to handle. So, Mongoose error handling. Now, I'm going to set up a Mongoose method called mongoose.connection, and I'm going to give it a variable. I'm going to call it db equals to that. Then, now the first error could occur during initial contact with MongoDB. So now to tackle that error, we are going to say db.on error. Okay. We're going to put it to a callback. Okay, the callback is a console.error bind console. Okay, this is more of an intermediate developer code right now, but we shall follow and understand as we go on. Then let's put up a message, a console message, in case we do not successfully connect. So let's say connection failed. Okay, this is the first error. Then the second error that we might handle is once we've connected, okay, we need to keep the connection open, so that's why we put the open comma. Okay, then we put a callback. Okay, then we shall console.log a message to our terminal showing us that the connection has been successful. Connection to DB success. Okay, let's test our connection and see whether it's going to work. So back to our terminal, we're going to start up the app, npm start. Okay, so now there are a number of deprecation errors that are showing, but we need to solve them one by one. Okay, if you noticed, there's a deprecation error of, it's here, use new URL parser, setting it to true. So we're going to do that. So I'll come here to Mongoose connection here. I'll put a comma. I'll include that deprecation warning and solve it. So I'll say use new URL parser. I'm going to set it to true. And then let's see. Okay, no, there's also another deprecation warning that it talks about use unified topology. So we're going to say comma. Okay, use unified topology, and we're going to set it to true. Now, as you can notice, all our errors are gone. Okay, so now our connection is successful.
Oh no, I don't think it's recording.
So now our connection is successful, as you can see. Now, to test our endpoints, we are going to use a software. It's called Postman. It helps us test our API endpoints promptly. So now, to do that, I have my, I'm not going to go through the installation. I think I'll be undermining your intelligence at this point. So we open up Postman. Okay, as it's opening. Okay, this is our Postman open. So this is where we think of this as a browser. A browser at one point, then a backend, a viewer at the other point. So this app here represents the browser. Think of it as a user browser. So now to test some of our endpoints, of course, the dummy text we've been using. So I'm going to create a new tab. So via the address URL request at this point, I'm going to give it back to our, when you look at our listening port is 3200. Okay, so now here I'm going to say localhost 3200 slash form, which was one of our routes. Now it was a get. So when I do a send, you need to select this because there are so many methods. So it was a get. So when I send, you'll see that we have, this is a form, which was one of our dummy texts we put on the route. If I try out with slash prompt, this is send, yeah, it works fine. So now right now we're just passing dummy text. So let's see how we can pass data from using the post. Okay, now to do that, let's go and work on our routes. Go back to the user routes directory, then the file user routes, which is up here. Okay, so now this gets us the form. Now let's look at the post. Let's concentrate on the post. Okay, so now this send, I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete that. Okay, and then this is what is going to happen. Okay, let's now we're going to use await async, which is helps us catch some of the errors easily. So here I'm going to include async. Okay, so now here I'm going to put a try catch. Then there's a catch somewhere here. Okay, with the error. So this is how I'm going to organize my work. So let me tidy up here a little. So if I had a try, let's create a constant. Let me call it new student. Okay. Now the new student, I'm going to equate it to a new instance of the model. New. Now the model that we imported, it's called this user model. So new, okay, user model. Then now requests dot body. Now this will be slightly confusing, but this is this contains the information that is entered from the data from the form on the client side. Now this is only available with a dependency called body parser. So when we come to our package.json, we realize that we do not have body parser right now. Okay, so we cannot parse, we cannot interpret form data, converting it to JSON, and then one that the database can understand. So we're going to, let me stop my listening. Okay, so I'm going to install npm install with the save flag. Okay, body parser. Okay, installation is going on. Okay, as you can see, it's part of our dependencies. Now going back to our routes, which is this. Now let's do something interesting. Let's try and console log the information entered from the form into our terminal. So from here, before saving, so I'll say console dot log, okay, new student, which is the variable over there. Okay, and then down here the catch error, let's define some errors. Let's start with response with the status. Okay, let me put a status code of 404, which is a not found, and let's respond with a message. This we shall see it in our terminal. Okay, creation of student failed. Alright, so let's start up our app, npm start from the terminal down here. So yeah, it's up and running. So let's go to Postman and try to fix some data. So at Postman, now our route for posting is /form. Then the method is a post. So that's why I changed this to post. Okay. Now when you look at this, let's use this. Okay, our keys, then the values over here. So let us start with the key. Previously we had some key of surname from our models. Let me give it a value of Gerald. Then our second field was given name. Okay, let me give it Sally. Then there was date of birth. Okay, I think let me use those two for now. Now when I send, okay, there's a slight error. Let me try and find out what's happening on this other side. Oh, there's a problem of the route. I mistook the route. The route is supposed to be /add student, not /form. Let me correct that. Let's go back to post one. Okay, instead of /form, it's supposed to be /add student. Okay, let's try that again. Now I'm going to send post method send. Okay. Now back to our terminal. All right.
Remove these things. Yes, and /student.
Just a minute.
Remove it.
All right, let's try that again. There's an error on post. Okay. Okay, let's see how we can do that again. Okay, let's send a JSON format. Let's send a JSON format of our data. Okay, now you come to body. Let's try doing this way. So we're going to look at the row. Then the text, we're going to change it to JSON format. Now let's try doing this. Okay, so I'm going to have this is the JSON format of inputting the text. So we are going to have given surname. Okay, then okay, given name. These are the fields we had in our model. Okay, so this is that. Then it's in post. Let's try sending this and we see what happens.